So here is my experience with the spear of Gamaliel. I did probably about 4 spears in a day, and the one that really was very, very dominant and letting itself be known with the spear of Gamaliel. Okay, so this is the spear that consists of Mammon and Lilith, but this is my experience of meeting Mammon. After I finished doing the final chant, I started to realize that I was going into this trance-like state. Okay, I blacked out and I went into this visual scape, this area of which the sky looked yellow with white clouds, but it was yellow. And there was an apparition that stood before me. It resembled Jesus, okay? And this apparition started to form and come closer and closer to me. I noticed that it had very, very bright bronze gold sheen skin that was a little disturbing because it was so bright. This being continued to walk forward to me, and as it got closer, when it was close enough to be kind of from where my camera is to where I am, it started to manifest a hand out of its mouth. This hand was a very pale white, very, very pale, reaching out and reaching down to try and get out of this body. As the body started to be affected by this hand, it leaned over and the hand started to become more than a hand. It became an arm, and then a shoulder formed. A head came out. And the rest of the body came out until the jaw snapped and a bunch of blood splattered all over me, all over the floor, the jaw hanging from just a piece of flesh, and just this blood just squirting and drenched all over the garments of this apparition. At that moment, Mammon fell out and approached me as the abomination, introduced himself to me and told me what was going to start to happen. He let me know that my flesh was going to be devoured by several demons in this sphere, and that I was to be calm and not worry. What they were going to do is remove the old parasites and the energies that were stagnating me, out of which actually did benefit me in the end. So after he finished telling me what was going to happen within this sphere, he walked me to this area of which he started to lift me. And I was being levitated into the air. Before I reached probably about 4 feet off of the ground, I was approached by 7 other spirits. And those spirits that I recognized were Lilith and Belphegor. Well, they all went into the air with me. And then Mammon rose and came up into the air with me. They bowed and they started to devour and consume my flesh. I didn't feel anything. They ripped off my neck, they ripped off my face, the skin, the flesh, everything down to where it was just bone. And when it was stripped to bare bone, I realized that there was a blue essence that emitted over my skeleton, okay? And this let me know that I actually wasn't deceased, that I was still there, okay? And once they were done ripping the flesh off, they consumed all of the pieces that were on the ground. All of the pieces, all of the liquids, all of the internal things that were there. After the fact that this happened, I was let back down and given an entirely new flesh, a new layer of skin, new blood, and I felt lighter. I was brought back to my body, and probably a week later is when I kind of started experiencing things. I was playing a game with my brother-in-laws and my sister-in-law, and we were in Colorado. Okay, and I was playing this game called Spyfall. During this game, you're supposed to, if you're the spy, you're supposed to act like you're not a spy. I started to hear everything that my in-laws were planning to do to trick someone to become a spy. So I was hearing everything that they were planning. I was picking up on everything that they were trying to do. And I was able to actually, for 4 rounds last, somebody realized that I was a spy. But each round that progressed, I could hear several voices telling me different perspectives and different answers to guess for me to win the game. Everyone eliminated each other, and then it was just me and one other person. And this person didn't accuse me of being a spy. So they allow you at the end of the round, if there's one person left, to guess the area that everyone else resides in. And I guessed the area. And when I won that round, I realized that before I initiated into that sphere, I could only hear one voice and one perspective, okay? After, I could hear several different perspectives, several different whispers and voices to assist me with certain